Set fire to the Hi-Fi Carnival here on In-Joke on SYN. I am Fran.
And I'm Max, and we've got a very special guest for you today on In-Joke. We've got magician / comic magician, Alex de la Rambelje. How you doing, Alex?
Fantastic. I like those titles. Thank you for having me here.
No worries. I was going to call you a comedian and a magician, but I don't know. Are you both?
Comic magician is probably a good way to put it. I think that the magician is the subject of the sentence, and comic is the qualifier.
Comic magician kind of makes you sound like the lead character in the comic strip Wizard of Id.
Yeah, which has been cut from The Age, so it's good to bring it back.
Yeah,
it's one of
like
the.
To keep it in
it's been
people's
sacrificed
minds.
by Fairfax.
Yeah.
So
now I've got to ask you straight
topical.
off the bat. It's important for entertainers and celebrities and people trying to become famous to have a catchy, easy to use short name.
Names, yes, it is.
And Alex de la Rambelje, spelt Rambelje. Not the easiest one.
No, it isn't.
Is it a hindrance?
I feel like I'm educating people.
You're educating people to the De La Rambelje.
I feel like the more I, go out there with De La Rambelje, the more people learn about, Dutch names.
Have you considered changing it to Gosling?
Alex the Gosling.
No, cut the dit la, just Alex Gosling. People seem to like Gosling.
Yeah, okay.
What about Bieber?
Wow.
You want 2 syllables. You
Not
want
a food.
Short, punchy. Not a food. Bieber, not a food. Getting in on the game.
Yes. I go with Alex the Magician when I'm doing kid shows, and Alex de la Rambelje when I'm doing adult shows, and I just try and help MCs pronounce it as best they can.
What's the cutoff for kids versus adults with when you hit them with the name?
When I hit them with the name.
When do you look at a crowd and go,
about 12.
I think they're ready for the round?
About 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So bar mitzvahs, I'm Alex de la Rambelje. That's 13.
That's now that you're a man, you can hear my full name.
You can hear my full name. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I love the bar mitzvahs.
Now, how long have you been doing the magic?
I've been doing magic I got it as a hobby when I was 5, and then I started doing kids' parties throughout high school.
Yep.
Started when I was about 12.
Yep.
And then I had a little part-time job for all of high school, so I did about maybe 1 gig a month. And then since graduating from the esteemed college that we went to,
Monash
University, I've been running it as a business, so doing kids' parties primarily, but also corporate and roving adult functions as well.
And you've done a couple of shows in the comedy festivals and the fringe festivals.
Yeah, that's true. That's been really fun, just trying to combine comedy and magic and see how that can work.
Now, how do they mix? Because I'm not sure if I'm amazed, I'm not sure if I'm laughing. Like, if you saw a woman in half, I'm not sure I'm going, oh, look at that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because magic is fundamentally an intellectual thing. It's about, seeing something impossible and knowing that it's impossible and trying to figure out how it's done. And comedy is a very disarming experience. And I think that magic, comedy magic is always at its, base a very intellectual thing as well. So it's about being clever and trying to make jokes.
Have you ever considered doing something like knock knock, who's there? This dove, and then a dove flies out of your sleeve.
Yeah. Well, much like comedy, if we get all intellectual on the whole thing, comedy is about subverting expectation and surprising people with your wordplay and your quick thinking. Magic is similarly, I guess, has that sort of does that same sort of thing and can be quite funny.
Now, what is it like? Because I performed in the comedy festival this year, and you were on
that
as
you
well.
did. Yes,
you were my competition. In fact, you were on at a similar time to me. What is it like as a magician in a comedy festival? Because I know as a comedian, I really hoped you would fail.
Magic usually does go quite well because it is different and there aren't that many magic shows going on at the comedy festival, and so we've had really good houses in the last 2 years with The Modern Deception, the show that we've done. And by we I mean myself, Luke and Viom, who are 3 magicians who have put these shows together with the help of some directors over the past couple of years, Celeste Cody and Jem Splitter, and they've all gone really well because I think that people are looking for something a bit different with their comedy. And they like to see, a bit of an angle being taken.
So I've heard, white young 20s males doing jokes about their penises. Now I might like to hear a white young 20s male
doing card tricks.
Do a card trick about his penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that has been done.
Has it now?
Oh, yes.
So, okay, as a comedian, you gotta tour your jokes. You've got to really work them.
Yeah, you do.
You got to take them around room after room after room.
Really hone them.
Checking what's funny. Do you have to do the
It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing with magic. And the beauty of doing magic in private parties is that I get to hone the sets all the time. So when I'm doing the comedy festival show, I take the routines that I'm doing for the comedy festival and trial them at adult shows, private parties, bar mitzvahs. Said that again. Available for bar mitzvahs.
Yeah, if you're doing bar mitzvahs, call up Alex.
Yeah. And so, no, that's a really good point. It's one of the good fringe benefits of doing lots of work privately. Doing like a handful of shows a week means that I get to try a lot of material all the time.
Right. Now, look, have you got a trick for us now?
I could do a trick if they want me.
Because
do they want me?
Nothing goes better on radio
than a visual medium trick. Well, I could try a non-visual trick first to, wet the palate.
All right, let's do
Should
it.
I try
Everyone
that?
Prepare
People at
to
home,
have your palates moistened.
People at home, I'd like you to take part in this. What I want you to do is think of a number between 1 and 50, but I'm going to give you some conditions. I want it to be a 2-digit number. You guys can do this in studio too.
Okay.
2-digit number. Make both digits different, so not like 22.
All right.
Both digits have to be different, and both digits have to be odd.
Okay.
Between 1 and 50.
Right.
You're thinking of it now? Yes?
I haven't had to do math this hard since year 12.
Yeah, so.
It's not really maths.
Okay.
Got a number?
1 and 50. Odd numbers, different numbers.
And here it is. Get ready to be mind blown.
Okay.
37.
You got it.
Is that right?
You nailed it.
No.
Yeah. Didn't work for Fran. Probably works for about 80% of you at home.
So not really magic.
Not really magic at all.
More of just a guess.
More just an educated. Not really educated. Educated is a strong word.
I'm terrible at maths, so I might have just.
What were you thinking of?
15.
15. So there isn't really that much. No, that's a really good answer. There isn't really that much magic that can be done through the oral medium.
Is it sad that I was thinking of 48 for a very long time until I realized neither of those numbers were odd?
Yeah, we'll try another trick with the prop. You might be able to hear those.
Yeah. You'll have to suspend your disbelief and pretend that you can see.
Yes,
things.
so Fran is picking a card.
Okay, do I tell the listeners?
You can tell.
what the
We can
card
all
is?
see it. It doesn't really matter what it is.
Okay, it is the 8 of Hearts.
8 of Hearts. I can see it. I've seen the trick before. That's cool. I'll take the card. I'll put it in the deck. I'll give him a shuffle. In fact, Fran, could you shuffle those for me?
Okay, yes.
Give him a really thorough mix-up.
Fran is now shuffling the cards.
I'm trying to. I haven't.
While you
done
do it,
this in a while. My
Fran
hands
is
are very
trying to
sweaty.
shuffle
That's
the cards.
cool. While you're doing that, just turn them over. Make sure they're all different as well.
Yeah.
Kill 2 birds with 1
Yeah,
stone.
they're all
different?
Yeah, they're good. This is a normal deck of cards.
Lovely.
You can't see it, but Alex is currently doing a lot of sleight of hand.
Yes.
He is shoving cards up his
All
sleeves left
invisible.
and right.
Okay. Yes. And that too. And doing some fancy footwork with my hands. What I'm going to get you to do, Fran, is just remember your card. And I want you to tell me, was your card... Now, I did see it. It wasn't the King of Diamonds, was it? Hold out your hand. I'm going to put the King just there.
Alex has
and
just put the King of Diamonds on Fran's hands.
Gently cast a small gust of wind.
Fran
and turn
has
it
just
over.
blown on the King
And
It is now the Eight of Hearts.
The
Ladies
Eight of
and gentlemen. And
Hearts.
Alex has burst into flames. He is floating into the air.
And now, Fran, as I come back down to earth, Fran, write your name on the 8 of Hearts.
Fran is writing her name on
With
the
a
Eight
pen.
of Hearts.
With a pen.
This is going to get us the radio equivalent of an Emmy.
So now that Fran has written her name on the card, we know it's the only kind of its... the only
Alex
card
has
of
just
its
put the
kind.
card back into the deck.
And now it will jump to the top, but it
Alex
takes
has
about
just
10 seconds
turned
to
over the deck
work.
and it's at 10 of spades.
Yes, working with the numbers I get. Hold out your hands, Fran. I want you to sandwich the cards.
Okay.
Don't let go. This makes things extra challenging. I'm only going to take out one. Be honest. Is this card coming from the middle or the top?
That feels like the top to me.
So Fran is now going to tell us what this card is. Is that your card?
Yes.
Don't let go of the cards. Sandwich them. Squeeze them really tightly. And I want you to make them disappear. So will them away. Squeeze them quite tightly. Now, yes or no, have they disappeared? Or are they still there?
They're still there.
We'll make them go. Squeeze them really tightly. Now, some people really don't like experiencing magic. But this, I don't know about you. We'll have a look. They've gone. Have a look.
Well, what
The card it's clear. The entire deck of cards is a clear box.
I think Fran likes it. I think Fran likes it.
Listeners, if you could see this, you would be astounded.
I seriously, like, my best friend does magic tricks for me all the time, and no offense to Daniel, but you shit all over him.
You hear that, Daniel? You suck. And Fran is saying it. And Alex Rambelje is the man who's made Daniel look awful.
Oh, wow.
Alex, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Now we're
Can
gonna
I quickly plug
something?
I'll plug the Variety Collective, which is on every Wednesday at the Brunswick Green. It's a fantastic show full of comedians, jugglers, magicians, magicians, and you should all come down. It's at 8 p.m. every Wednesday at the Brunswick Green in Brunswick.
And it's a fantastic room. And now, here's a sketch.